Imagine turning on your computer and being greeted by an interface so polished, so fluid, and so visually breathtaking that you instantly assume it belongs to some premium operating system locked behind expensive hardware. Smooth animations glide across the screen, translucent panels float like glass, and every click feels alive. But here's the twist. This isn't macOS, and it definitely isn't Windows. This is Linux, and it's redefining what a desktop experience can look and feel like in ways most people never expected. For years, Linux had a reputation that scared away everyday users. People imagined endless terminal commands, confusing menus, and interfaces that felt stuck in the early 2000s. But something has changed. A new wave of developers, designers, and passionate creators have transformed Linux into a visual playground where beauty meets performance. The interface you're looking at right now challenges everything you thought you knew about open-source design. It's elegant without being heavy, modern without losing flexibility, and customizable to a level that feels almost unreal. The first thing you notice is the dock. It doesn't just sit there like a row of static icons. It reacts to movement with subtle physics. When the cursor glides across it, icons expand gently, glowing with soft highlights that make the desktop feel alive. Transparency effects blend the dock seamlessly into the wallpaper, creating depth that feels cinematic rather than cluttered. And unlike traditional operating systems where you're stuck with whatever design the developers chose, this environment lets you reshape every pixel to match your vision. As you open the application launcher, a grid of icons appears with a soft fade-in animation. The typography is clean and modern, spacing feels intentional, and there's a harmony between color and motion that gives the whole interface a premium aesthetic. It's hard to believe this level of refinement comes from a community-driven project rather than a billion-dollar corporation. Each element has been crafted with attention to detail, showing how far Linux desktop environments have evolved. Window management is where the magic truly shines. Instead of abrupt snapping or clunky resizing, windows glide smoothly into place with animations that feel natural. When you minimize an app, it doesn't just vanish, it flows into the dock like a drop of water returning to the ocean. Transparency layers stack beautifully, allowing you to focus on your work while still enjoying the visual depth behind it. Even the shadows feel intentional, giving windows a sense of weight without overwhelming the screen. The theme itself plays a huge role in the overall look. Soft gradients replace flat, lifeless colors, while rounded corners give the interface a modern personality. Dark mode isn't just a color inversion. It's carefully balanced to reduce eye strain while maintaining contrast and readability. The result is an environment that feels comfortable during long work sessions, yet stylish enough to impress anyone who sees it for the first time. One of the most surprising aspects is how lightweight everything feels. You might expect such a stunning interface to require powerful hardware, but Linux manages to deliver fluid animations and visual effects even on modest systems. This efficiency comes from the underlying philosophy of open-source development: optimization, control, and freedom. Instead of forcing users into a one-size-fits-all experience, Linux lets you decide how much visual flair you want without sacrificing performance. Customization is where this setup becomes truly unbelievable. Imagine changing the entire look of your desktop within minutes. Want a glass-like futuristic design? Done. Prefer a minimal monochrome aesthetic? Easy. You can swap icon packs, adjust window decorations, tweak animations, and even redesign system panels without needing advanced technical knowledge. It's like having a professional design studio built directly into your operating system. As you navigate through settings, you realize how much thought has gone into accessibility and usability. Sliders adjust transparency in real time, accent colors shift the mood of the entire interface instantly, and layouts adapt to different workflows. Whether you're a content creator, developer, or casual user, the system molds itself around how you work rather than forcing you to adapt to rigid rules. The desktop effects deserve special attention. Subtle blur effects behind panels create a sense of depth that feels modern and refined. When switching workspaces, the transition resembles flipping through pages in a digital book, smooth and satisfying. These animations aren't just visual tricks. They provide context and orientation, helping you stay focused on your tasks while enjoying a visually engaging environment. Even the file manager feels like part of a cohesive design language. Icons are crisp, spacing is consistent, and previews load instantly. Instead of feeling like an outdated utility, it becomes an extension of the desktop's aesthetic. Dragging files produces soft motion trails, and hover effects respond with gentle highlights that make navigation feel intuitive. What truly sets this Linux UI apart is the community behind it. Designers and developers from around the world contribute themes, extensions, and tweaks that push the boundaries of what a desktop can look like. Every week, new visual styles emerge, each offering a fresh interpretation of modern computing. This constant evolution keeps the ecosystem vibrant, ensuring that creativity never stands still. Performance monitoring tools integrate seamlessly into the interface, appearing as elegant widgets rather than intrusive windows. CPU usage, memory stats, and network activity display in clean graphs that match the overall theme. Instead of feeling like technical clutter, they enhance the futuristic vibe of the desktop. Notifications slide in with subtle motion, avoiding the jarring interruptions common in other systems. They fade gently when dismissed, leaving no visual residue behind. Even small details like sound feedback are customizable, allowing you to craft an atmosphere that feels uniquely yours. Multitasking becomes almost addictive thanks to the fluidity of workspace switching. You can organize projects across multiple virtual desktops, each with its own background or layout. The transition animations maintain continuity, making it easy to keep track of where everything lives. This level of organization, combined with visual elegance, turns productivity into something genuinely enjoyable. One of the most impressive features is how easily this entire setup can be replicated. Unlike closed ecosystems where stunning designs remain locked behind proprietary restrictions, Linux encourages sharing. Users publish their configurations online, allowing others to recreate the same visual experience with just a few clicks. It's a culture of inspiration and collaboration that keeps pushing the boundaries of desktop design. Gaming, media playback, and creative work all benefit from the optimized interface. Full-screen apps feel immersive thanks to the minimal distractions around them, while quick gestures bring system controls back instantly. Even high-resolution displays look incredible, with scaling options ensuring that everything remains sharp and balanced. You might expect such a visually rich environment to come with a steep learning curve, but modern Linux desktops have become surprisingly approachable. Installation processes are streamlined, graphical tools replace complex commands, and communities provide step-by-step guidance for anyone curious enough to try. The result is an experience that feels welcoming rather than intimidating. As you continue exploring, small design decisions reveal themselves everywhere. Cursor animations feel smooth and responsive, context menus appear with soft fades instead of abrupt pops, and system dialogues blend seamlessly with the rest of the interface. It's these subtle touches that elevate the desktop from merely functional to genuinely stunning. Another highlight is how adaptable the interface is to different moods. Switch to a vibrant wallpaper and the accent colors shift to match it automatically. Change the icon pack, and suddenly the entire system feels like a completely new operating system. This flexibility keeps the experience fresh, making it easy to reinvent your workspace whenever inspiration strikes. Even terminal windows, traditionally associated with minimal aesthetics, become part of the visual spectacle. Transparent backgrounds, glowing prompts, and smooth scrolling effects transform the command line into something that looks straight out of a sci-fi film. It's a reminder that beauty and power don't have to exist separately. Security and privacy remain at the core of the system, but they're presented in a way that doesn't overwhelm users. Permissions and system controls appear as clean toggles rather than confusing technical jargon. This balance between simplicity and control shows how Linux has matured, blending advanced capabilities with modern design principles. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect is the emotional reaction people have when they first see this interface. Friends assume it's a heavily modified commercial OS, and colleagues ask which expensive software made it possible. The moment you reveal that it's Linux, free, open, and community-built, their perception shifts completely. It challenges the stereotype that open-source tools must look rough or unfinished. As time passes, you start to realize that the beauty of this Linux UI isn't just about visuals, it's about freedom. Freedom to experiment, to customize, and to create an environment that reflects your personality. Every animation, every color, every layout choice becomes a part of your digital identity. This transformation of Linux into a visually stunning platform represents a larger shift in technology culture. Users are no longer satisfied with systems that merely function. They want experiences that inspire creativity and joy. Linux, once seen as a niche tool for developers, now stands as a canvas where art and technology intersect. The future of desktop design feels incredibly exciting when you see what's possible here. New compositors, advanced rendering techniques, and evolving design philosophies continue to push the boundaries. What looks futuristic today might become the new standard tomorrow, and Linux remains at the forefront of that evolution. By the end of this journey, it becomes clear that the statement "this Linux UI is so stunning, you won't believe it's Linux" isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a reflection of how far the ecosystem has come. The combination of performance, flexibility, and breathtaking design proves that open-source software can compete with, and sometimes surpass, the visual polish of mainstream operating systems. And as the screen fades into a beautifully animated lock screen, with soft gradients and elegant typography welcoming you back whenever you return, you realize something important. Linux isn't just catching up anymore. It's leading a quiet revolution in how desktops look, feel, and inspire the people who use them every day.